Hi, Zeus here. Heavy Choppas are currently temporarily on the main base, and I use them to beat global number one without boosting my offense at all. And I want to show you how I did it. So, all week so far, with the Heavy Choppas on main base, I have not had to boost my offensive statues even a single time to beat any base that populated on my map. Now, global number one has populated my map, and he's a little bit harder than average, even for the 9 boosted ice players. And he's got 9 boosted ice right now. I found the 3 non ice statues on his map, so I'm pretty confident he's got 9. And I'm going to show you this technique that I've been using all week. I haven't changed the troop loadout in days. But first, I'm going to show you I've got 6 offensive statues. That's it. And I'm going to show you an attack that's going to fail using Kavan. And I'm going to explain to you why this attack fails. Now, later I'm going to show you a successful attack against global number one. But I'm going to use the same troops. I'm going to use 4 Heavy Choppas, and then I'm going to use 4 Bombardiers. And this base has 2 lasers, and the lasers will one-shot kill Bombardiers in the rear if they get a chance. So right off the get-go, unfortunately here I lost one of my Bombardiers as I didn't shock the laser fast enough. And now I've lost another one because the rear laser is activated. So now I've got down a shock. I'm down 4 Bombardiers, which is not a good start. But that's not really the reason why this attack isn't going to work. What happens is the grappler in the back just keeps grabbing my heavies one by one until ultimately there aren't any heavies left. And then it starts grabbing the Bombardiers behind the Heavy Choppers, and that's what causes the attack to fail. Now, obviously, along the way, I can use second wind to generate more heavies, but ultimately I run out of gunboat energy to generate second wind, and I gotta keep the shocks down while the laser is still active, or it's going to continue to wipe out more of my Bombardiers. Now, this attack's pretty complicated. I've got a lot of flares going down to get at defenses behind the core. Now I can go after the laser. And once the laser is down, my goal is to get the rocket launcher down after I take down the shock launcher. Now, the grappler just grabbed my Kavan. That's not a good start. Now I'm going after that rocket launcher on the left. And you can see I'm almost out of troops. Like, the only troops that the grappler is able to grab at this point are the heavies from a Heavy Choppa that went down. And I'm out of gunboat energy, so I'm not going to be able to flare around and get the grappler. So I'm gonna retreat at this point and save a little bit of gold. Now, if I switch the hero over to Everspark with Critter Swarm, that makes all the difference. The reason why Everspark with Critter Swarm is a better option against this kind of a base, or really any base, using these Heavy Choppas, is the Everspark special passive ability of spawning 3 critters every few seconds is ultimately going to be critical in the end game stage where you run out of heavies. And if there's a grappler that's grabbing the heavies, you're still going to have critters to distract it, and it's going to grab the critters. Now this time I'm going to try an attack going down the right side, see if that works better than going down the left side.
A few moments later.
And we see that didn't work. So I'm going to get some more gold by using some of the boom pass chests that I have stored up. And then I'm going to try this attack again. This time I'm going to try on the left side. So I'm going to land one Heavy Choppa on the stone quarry so that the laser in the front goes after it, and I'm going to land all the rest of my troops on the left side. Now there's a boom on there that would potentially knock out
A few moments later.
my troops. Well, that attack didn't work either. So I'm going to need some more gold from the boom pass chest. So now I've got 2 attacks left. I'm going to try this attack again. Same side, left side. The key here is getting around ultimately to the back.
A few moments later.
And I got further along that time, and I learned some things. But now I'm out of gold. I got to use a gold chest. And now I'm down to my last attack. So again, I'm going to land one Heavy Choppa on that stone quarry so that it distracts the laser and all the rest of my troops on the far left. And take out that boom mine behind the sniper tower. And I'm going to put down a shock on that boom cannon on the far left so it doesn't take down that Heavy Choppa on the far left. I'm throwing down a shock to take the rear laser out of the game because I don't want it to damage my bombardiers. And the key to this fight is to make sure that no bombardiers die. So now the front laser is down. It did not take down any of my bombardiers. And I'm continuously shocking the rear laser along with a boom cannon and a shock launcher that would either do damage or slow down my troops. Throwing down another shock. Again, I'm trying to make sure that the laser never gets at any of my bombardiers. So I've cleared out all the defenses on the very far left, and now I'm going to start flaring. I'm going to flare to the remaining boom cannon on the left. I'm going to flare to the critter launcher behind the core. Now I'm going to let my bombardiers take down a few additional defenses. Now I'm going to flare to the laser. And while I'm doing that, I trigger Critter Swarm so that it distracts defenses from attacking bombardiers that are now a little bit closer than I'd like them to be to the defenses. I'm going to flare to the left rear rocket launcher. I'm going to let my bombardiers go for a little bit, and now I'm going to flare to the mortar on the far left. Threw down some critters to distract. And I'm going to let my bombardiers go for a little bit to take down, because they're well positioned to take down some more defenses in the rear. But I still have to get at the grappler, and I'm running out of troops to distract the grappler. I flare all the troops to the far left rear, and the grappler is still going after the remaining heavies that spawned off of destroyed Heavy Choppas. I flare to the grappler is now down, and now I'm going to flare back to the left side. And I'm going to try to take down the core with the remaining bombardiers I have, I've got 6 bombardiers, and it should be enough to take down the core, including the very still rather healthy shield. And I've got 45 seconds to do this. I lost the last Heavy Choppa, which is very unfortunate because now I'm exposing my bombardiers potentially to the rocket launcher. Down to 30 seconds. The shield's almost gone. Shield is now gone at 26 seconds. And I'm not sure if this is going to work. I'm coming down to the wire. And again, this is my last attack that I get on this base. 10 seconds. 7, 6. And the core goes down. And I have beaten global number 1, 9 boosted ice without any offensive boost, with only 6 offensive statues. Super cool. Well, anyway, you can use this technique currently to beat any base. As I mentioned, I haven't had to boost my offensive statues the entire week. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. It'll help us with the gods of the algorithm. And thanks, as always, to Hercules for help with the video editing.